And now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. A tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Today is Friday. If you want to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350, church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is up and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe to all our channels. But you can also go to YouTube, to the newest one, at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton and Crystal Records 1. Go there, CRISTO Records 1, and make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
You said that, Mr. E. I tell you what, it's Fun Friday. Mr. E is so busy doing so many things over here on this
Technology
board.
Is something else,
I'm telling you.
I'm making one of the biggest blunders and mistakes. So you ought to put this on. What's the name of that funny show? Bloopers and blunders. And I'm making so many blunders and bloopers. So you got to really pray for me today. Don't forget that the weather, Miss Hinton, is 51 degrees on the outside right now.
To be
and
what?
It's mostly sunny, and it's going to be high in the 70 degrees.
The 70s in the wintertime, Mr. E?
Pneumonia. Old folk would say pneumonia.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm not going out there and taking everything off. It is not time for it. There's too much flu and stuff going around.
I know that's right. They said the flu is back. They said the COVID's back. And they also gave some great information for folks to understand that the hospitals, all the hospitals and the emergency rooms are full to capacity. They said that if you have to go to the hospital or if you feel bad, go to your urgent care.
Absolutely. I mean, it is serious It's not as serious as it was a few years back with COVID. I mean, it was just taking so many people out. But it is serious because it is still a deadly germ that can really take you under if your immune system has been compromised or if you just, in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's why they are recommending when you do go to these places, Miss Lee, that you wear a mask.
That's right. Anywhere you go, if you go to the hospital, anywhere you go to your
Yes.
doctor's office, and that's why a lot of folks don't want to go to these doctor's office now because in the wintertime, there's so many viruses that's floating around
Yes.
in the wintertime. So, hey, look, if you got to go, put a mask on.
Absolutely. So, Mr. E, this is our fun Friday. It's the
That's
weekend.
right.
What's up? What you gonna do this weekend, Mr. E?
I am going to, I think I begin to mess in my yard this weekend.
Oh, it's gonna be a
Sure.
good
Yeah,
time
I
for it.
think before the rain hit, I'll mess in my yard, get some of the dead grass from out of
Yes.
there, and start a reseeding.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, January, we're almost mid-January. I'm not
That's right.
trying to rush it, but we're moving forward in this new year. Thank God for this new year, 2026. But we have so much that's happening already, and we are praying and hoping that it is a wonderful, beautiful, successful 2026. You all can contribute to it being that by making great choices and doing things that you know that is going to bring you into further success. But anyway, this is our FYI's Friday segment. What's in your closet? Women's issues. And Mr. E, today the topic is women's faith and fashion.
That's right. Women, faith, and fashion. What a great topic. What a great topic for today's season.
Now this topic is inspired by Mr. E because I came in here the other day and Mr. E asked me about something that is out here in social media and in the news, something very controversial, and it is dealing with our Atlantic area pastor Jamal Bryant. He is speaking out after online criticism erupted over what his wife wore to a recent fundraising gala, Mr. E.
That's right. He's speaking out and let everybody know what's popping, how he feels, his intake on it, and so that they can know it from the horse's mouth.
I absolutely saw the dress. I'll put it like that. He bought his wife a dress for this gala. And I kind of passed it by only because there are quite a few ladies, Mr. E, that are wearing this style of dress.
Right.
It's a dress, a gown, and it's lace black with mesh underneath.
That's right.
And so I don't know if it would have been a big problem, except there was a minister who reacted in a way to me that was, to me, it wasn't a right reaction. Nothing wrong with, you commenting on criticism, but he went down a road of calling this man's wife a word that we don't even want to say on the air. He said she looked like a $2 and you all fill in the blank. And so it really, once you ignite the fire on social media, honey,
And
it's
they're going to
on.
take it anywhere they want to take it. They're going to take it to the left
Ooh, they're going to
or
take it
to the
into
right.
hell if you let them.
But I want you to understand that the dress that she wore, first of all, let's clear the air because Brian said that he bought this dress
Yes.
for his wife. Let's look at, and it was Brian addressed. He's a pastor
Yes.
of the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. He addressed the reaction of black and nude
Yes.
illusion gown worn by his wife, Dr. Bryan, at the United Negro College Fund mass ball. That was December 20th. He gave a brief description also, and he said that the dress that he bought for his wife, I'm trying to figure it out where it's at now.
Focus on whether the outfit was appropriate for his pastor's wife, while others came to her defense. What was he saying from the pulpit?
He was saying from the pulpit that the congregation critics overlooked the big picture. He pointed out that the event raised millions and millions of dollars for the historic black colleges and university, and included an invocation delivered by his wife. He also said the gown was not see-through.
Absolutely.
You could not see through the gown. It was not see-through. Described it as a flesh tone and made it clear that he fully supported her choice.
Absolutely. He was really caught up. Hey, he knew she looked good.
That's right.
He said,
that's
I
right.
need to set the record straight, Brian said. I bought the dress and I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't married to y'all. She's married to me.
What a profound, what a powerful statement that he had to say, that he made perfectly clear to let folks know that he bought the dress and it's for her and for his wife, and he gave the approval. You know, sometimes, Ms. Hinton, when we talk about what pastors, what's wearing and first ladies wear, it's just like the world today, who has tried to take away the rights of a woman, to take away the rights of a person, where they don't feel that a woman is able or capable of selecting the right garments or taking care of her health. What do you think about what is going on with this issue?
Wow, I tell you what, it is definitely controversial. And I think it is because there was a remark from a Pastor Wooden who took it there, actually.
Allegedly.
I'm not, no, he said it is, I heard it.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly, I heard it with my own ears, what he said about this man's wife. I think what he said was inappropriate. You don't call a minister's wife a $2 H. You know, it's like, well, you know, you could describe it a little decently, but the thing about it is, what did your eyes see? Now, a lot of people saw it, because I had a discussion about this on yesterday, and people saw different things. Now, Jamal saw it as beautiful and very becoming to his beautiful bride. But others saw it as some of these other folks, as that pastor, some of these people saw it in that same way. They felt like it was inappropriate. And so, you know, we're discussing it. We're going to open the phone lines, and it's I'm wondering who's upset, why they're upset, and why they really care about this particular outfit. So our topic, women's faith and fashion. First of all, Mr. E, as a pastor, you know, fashion in the church has changed anyway. But women usually, and they have different faiths now. It's not like it's one faith and you know, that people go by in one uniform or one style of dressing. Some people don't believe in wearing pants. Some people wear the hats. Some people don't care if they wear hats. Some people wear pants to church. Some women, you know, even in the ministry, they're styled a little bit different. But the majority of people, as long as they are coming in there at least clean and adorned, you know, at least have clothes on, you know, that's another problem, because they feel like women are taking it a little bit too far with some of the things that they're wearing, maybe things that are a little bit too tight, too short. So the trend in the church is changing, but when it comes to first ladies, I think some people, they want them to have a higher standard of dress, since they represent their husbands and the church.
Well, when you look at it, you know, let's look at the fall of Adam and Eve. When we go back to the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, you find that God was the first, Adam and Eve was the first fashion designers. When you look at that, when it was in the garden and they had sinned against God, and the first thing that they did was put some fig trees on them, and
fig leaves, yes.
And they hid. They hid about hid in the garden and walked around with fig leaves, because now it was revealed to them what their private parts are. And then when you look at it and go down to the 21st chapter of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, the 21st verse of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, you'll find that it had to change again, and they started putting on gowns. They, you know, started putting on garments, because that was too revealing. So when you started looking at the garments in the church? Is it distracting to the people that are in the church, or do you have a dress code, or
uniform,
are you
or
telling them how to come, or what to wear, or does the first ladies and the pastor's wives, do they have a dress code of how they supposed to be, or do they supposed to be modest?
and that's what's taught actually, that they do come in a modest fashion. And but the thing about it is, like I said, with things changing, Mr. E, people are wearing a lot of different things, a lot of different styles. It's not just the dress and the stockings, pantyhose and the hat and all that. It's all different types of fashion. People are expressing themselves in a different way. I think the church can hold people to a certain standard as far as making sure you do come in and your dress where it's not a distraction, and making sure you're not sitting in the front of the pew, ladies. You know, you don't wear underwear. You sitting up there. I mean, all this stuff is being discussed. How women sometimes come in and they are that distraction. They don't. They're not discreet, and they're there to entice some of these preachers as well. You know, you just have a lot going on in the church. But when it talks about the trends and fashion, it says in 2026, women's church fashion focuses on modern modesty and structured silhouettes. Yeah, they are wearing tighter clothes. Yeah, they are showing that body. I don't care if they big, round, or whatever. They're going to show those shapes. It's just a trend. Fluid silhouettes, a line wrap, or pleated midi, or maxi dresses. You know, it's inspired by the 80s. You know, it's a trend that goes through the churches. You would believe that church follows fashion, but they do. They are following the fashions that come out, and people want to look good. You know, they want to look polished, and they're doing all kind of things with their hair, textured accessories, beads, scarves, you name it. You know, it's just the way it is. I went to church on Christmas with my family, Mr. E, and if you notice people coming and going, everybody seemed to have their different, ways of doing it, ways of dressing and things like that. And so you can, like I said, you can hold people to a certain standard, but as far as what they wear, you really can't dictate that.
That's right. You cannot dictate to people what to wear, but I believe that when folk come to church, they should come to church not to entice, or not to come there for men gain, to catch a husband, or to, if that's the only thing that they have to wear, if that's their, because when folks start to come to church, they come to church in club clothes. They don't have church clothes, or the church has not yet put out a dress code of what to wear. What to wear. They just told them, don't come revealing, don't come, looking like a hoochie mama, don't come, doing what you do out there in the street. And I often let folks know that they got to let the Lord convict them.
I tell you what, it says that principles like modesty and self-expression and honoring one's body as a temple, leading to styles ranging from scripture-inspired designs with modest cuts, eloquent, confident attire with modest fashion, offering stylish. You can be stylish, but faith conscious, and making sure, like you said, you're reflecting that woman that is, loves the Lord and loves the church and loves her community and family. You want to have a modesty, honoring the body as a sacred space. I mean, self-expression, like I said, of course, using clothing and extensions of one's faith. This is my faith, just like the first ladies. It's like, I represent God, I represent my husband, I represent myself. And so even though I can wear it, tight or a silhouette and something, it's going to look graceful. Now, getting back to this gown that was worn by the First Lady, Jamal Bryant's wife, she was at a special occasion and a formal or semi-formal or formal occasion. And so she was going to go all out. What he was seeing is different than some folks were seeing. Why did people have a problem with that particular gown? It was all in what your eyes saw that would make you react either way. Some people just saw a beautiful gown. I talked to a young lady yesterday, and she just saw just a beautiful gown, a fine woman with a bad shape, and she was wearing that dress. Then on the other hand, I talked to some folk, and they was like, "This ain't God. This ain't God. This dress right here is giving the illusion of nakedness or something that is a little bit provocative."
I wholeheartedly believe they was coming after him. I
Oh,
believe they was coming after Pastor,
yes.
because the thing you got to remember, even though that there's a lot of fashion, when you go to these different functions, you see the big hats and everybody wearing the biggest hat, who has the big hat contest and
Yes.
who has the stylish, the light
Yeah.
color clothes and the greens and the blues and how it fits on them, the designer stockings that they have on their legs, so to make, and how the stilettos on their feet.
Yes.
I believe this, that the adversary was want to come after the man. Anytime that he have a tendency to attack them, he's going to come either by his way of his children, by the way of his congregation, or by the way of other folk. Well, there's another talk on the town, Miss Hinton. It's not just Jamal Bryant that they was after. What do you think about Stephen A? When Stephen A ran after LeBron James' wife, what do you think about that? All of that's happening is to tear somebody down.
I'll tell you what, there was a man this morning on social media, and he was talking about the incident with Jamal Bryant. He went so low, I mean, I couldn't hardly take it. But listen to this. He said, "How dare you parade this woman, your wife, around like this?" And he wasn't necessarily mad at this dress, Mr. E, this particular person on social media. He was mad, listen to this, that the people in social media is prosecuting his pastor because his pastor wears his dress in high heels.
Well, that's another story. Is that
Yeah,
appropriate? Is that appropriate? Is they really showing a way of the form of godliness? If is that appropriate for a man? For a man to be up in the pulpit, preaching the word of God with dressed like a woman?
He was upset. He was so upset with Jamal Bryant, called him everything but a child of God. But he said, "How dare you all allow this to happen?" And then you laugh at his pastor, who's a man who's wearing a tight fit dress. You can see him on social media, and stilettos in the pulpit.
Well, that's making mockery of the word of the church now. The church folks are not coming to church, and we're trying to get folk back into the house of the assembly. We're trying to get folks to come back to God, to know God. We're not trying to get a fashion show. We're not looking for folks to judge whether or not right or wrong, because at the
Really? So
end,
it's okay if his pastor coming in with a
it's
dress
not
and
okay.
stilettos.
It's not okay, because the scripture is right. It don't be dressing like a woman. Men don't wear a dress unless you're from London or England, somewhere where you a Scottish wear kilts. That's the way that they dress over there. When did you know that a man has wearing a women apparel?
I tell you what, let's open the phone line, see if anybody want to, chime in on the conversation or in the chat. If you all have something in the chat you want to say, Mr. E, if you have where you can see the chat on Facebook or LinkedIn, what do you all think? I mean, should there be a standard? Have we gone too far? Are we too lax? Or who cares? Do we have a who cares attitude? Like, hey, you wear what you want to wear. You come in here how you want to come in here. What are people saying, and how in the world can we, get into this thing where, we can make sure that the focus is Christ, the focus is salvation in the Word, the focus is lifting up God and worshiping. That's the thing. That's the focus. Is supposed to be us being there to lift up the name of the Lord, or to really bring thanks and the word to those that need strengthening and salvation. And so all this other stuff to me, Mr. E, like you were saying, just seems like such a distraction.
I believe also the telephone number to call is 757-624-9475. That's 757-624-9475. I think that they're making church now out of a clown show. I really believe that the standards that the old folks has given us has always said to us when we was yet young, you gotta have your suit for to go to church and a dress. You know, old folks used to do that back in the day. You just can't go there looking with like going to a stripper joint or getting ready to do your thing. You know, you can't just go there no any kind of way. They was talking about RESPECT, respect. Respect the house of God. Respect the preacher. Respect God at Himself. When you start showing God respect, there's a certain way that you adorn yourself that you will come in. Can you imagine, Miss Hinton, you wearing a sequence dress and fooling and making an illusion like you don't have nothing on under that? Why would we bring that kind of mindset into the house of God?
I tell you what, I think as women, of course, we have these points, key points of again self-expression and modesty, and really, showing yourself, purposely dressing to, have your faith and your fashion hand in hand, coexisting. But I really think, Mr. Eve, that first ladies can actually uh, make it, teach the women,
That's
teach the
right.
younger women that, yeah, let's carry ourselves in a certain way. It's all about, us really showing not just our good looks, but our faith in God, where we want to not be provocative, or we don't want to provoke men or women to lust, or to just, look at us and not focus on God. So I really believe it is the job of the first ladies and the leaders, the women leaders, to teach women how to adorn themselves and how to really, whatever you wear, make sure you wear it neat,
That's right.
clean,
That's right.
and make sure you represent who you say you represent.
And not only that, when you go to church now, you can't tell the saints from the ain'ts. You can't tell the difference between what the saints are. Folks know that they're saved. They know they got God on the inside. But and some of them look just like they just came right off the club, out of the club, coming to the church house with no respect for the house of God. And some of them are coming just
Well,
to.
what kind of dress is that?
Well,
I mean,
it's not
describe
a dress.
that.
It's
What
not.
is it?
It's when they come in with their tight dresses on, showing all their curvature.
What about the fashion? And we just said that is a trend wherein women wear more silhouette styles now.
Do
They're
you
gonna
think
show
that?
their body. I don't care if it's big, small, medium. Women want to be show themselves. The trend right now is to show that body.
Do you want to distract the folks from getting the word of God, or do you want to dress according with folks that won't be no attention drawing to you? A lot of folks in the street, they dress to get the attention drawn to them. But do you want to bring that same mindset into the house of God, where you trying to draw the attention only onto you, with causing distraction? Folks cannot understand, wants to come to church to get a word, but somehow or another you done distracted them.
Again, of course, people wear what they want to wear, but again, with the fashion trend, you can wear your dresses to fit, but you don't have to be in there to provoke people to to lust, or to be distracted from what is supposed to be going on, the purpose of the church. And so, yeah, ladies, we encourage you all to make sure as you carry yourselves that you look at what you have, and wear things that are fitting. A lot of times people don't want to wear, Mr. E, things that fit them. They want to just be as small as they can. They want to give that illusion that they're small when they're not. So anyway, this is a topic that we're going to be talking about for a while, and I'm telling you, they're rocking and rolling on social media. In the meantime, look, we're going to see you all back here Monday, because we're going to be here for Monday Sports Talk. It's going to be a madhouse. It's going to be fabulous. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful weekend.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor and intern of FYI Radio Show, all you got to do is pick up the telephone and give us a call at 757-714-7861. Or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Don't forget to give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I tell you what a great topic. I think I want to do that hot topic on our hot topic segment for maybe a Monday evening hot topic and after dark. Because it is very interesting. It's just interesting to me because it is hard to regulate certain things. I mean, if you don't put those things in motion in your church, if you don't set a standard and you feel like people should come as they are, they're going to come as they are, whatever they have. If they've been, buying clothes too small or too short or too tight, and they want to go to church, that's what they're going to come in. Some people don't know about, hey, change your attire or be more modest or, don't sit in the front with all your thighs out and stuff. They're coming as they are. And so, it's real interesting, the conversation wherein how do you regulate what people wear? Who can tell Jamal Bryant's wife what she can and what she can't? And she is well pleased with that outfit and don't mind. She didn't mind at all. And she says she's educated. She says she loves the Lord.
That's right.
And she didn't have a problem. But other eyes, and it was the other eyes that said, wait a minute, this is a little bit provocative.
Do you really think, and I know we got to get out of here, do you really think that other eyes, you got their eyes in the wrong places?
I think in a way.
I have a problem with I believe that if the husband was pleased, with it, and then he had talked to God about it, and if the husband was pleased, who am I to judge?
What about her being a first lady in particular?
See, that's what's
Did
wrong.
that make a difference, you think?
That's what's wrong now. We always put folk at a higher standard. First ladies had to give their life to Christ, just like any man, any woman, any boy, any girl, any pastor. He was born in sin, but he had to be transformed also. First lady was born in sin, and she had to be changed. What convicts others may not convict her. So we got to let the Lord do the fix. We're taking away the authority from the Lord and allowing us to be the judge and not the Lord.
Wow, well, I tell you what, it caught fire and it's just crazy. Is the church distracted by so many things and losing focus on what is supposed to be the real mission and commission in the church?
That's right.
But in the meantime, look, we'll be coming back on Monday, Sports Talk. Also our After Dark show and other great shows. And we want you to follow us on social media. And Mr. E is going to tell you how you can be that special guest, intern, or sponsor.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the most talked about radio show, or if you'd like to be in our audience, all you have to do is email us at FYI Radio Show, your email, and we'll email you back. FYI Radio Show Live@gmail.com. Or you can inbox it at whatever Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can call us at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to have a great weekend. Listen, enjoy yourself on today. 70 degrees in the 757.
All right. Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here for Monday Sports Talk.
Bye now.